All right, good evening. I want to welcome you. Someone is already on board. Okay, I think I'm having more people joining. Let me just send out a reminder to others. Just a few seconds. All right, I can see another person has joined also. And if you know anyone that needs to be a part of this webinar tonight, just ask them to join straight away. Yes, you're welcome on board. You're welcome on board. Please, can you go to the comment section and type where you're joining us from? Possibly, if you can type your name also, so that I can know who is watching, because I can't really see the personal information of those who are joining us at the moment. I can't see your personal info. So just encourage me. Go ahead to the comment section, type your name and where you're watching from. Type your name and where. And please, I want to know if you can hear me clearly too. Can you hear me clearly? Am I audible enough? Let me type that in the comment section. Can you hear me? Where are you watching from? All right, just need to do that so that I can be sure you are hearing me clearly. Okay, good evening, ma'am. Any other person? All right, I think we may just need to proceed while I believe others will join along the way. We are live. We are live. Tell your friends we are live. All right, I'll start all the same. All right, so good evening. I want to welcome everybody to this all important webinar, how to make money with real estate. And part of the things I mentioned in the flyer is that you can even earn between 300 to 500,000 naira or more in a month as a real estate consultant. So that's, you can see the flyer right there. That's me over there. My name is Rotimi Olawale. So let's start. So what if I told you that you can earn 300,000 to 500,000 per deal in Nigeria without building a house, without owning a land, and without each capital? Would you believe? You know, Nigerians, we don't believe things until maybe we see it. But the truth is that there are a lot of things that are real. You know, things, something not you feel is not real may actually be real. You just don't know how it works. And that's why I'm here tonight to show you how you can actually earn 300 to 500,000 naira or even more. See, that amount can even be conservative, you know, as you get experience in what I want to show you about the real estate business. So the thing is, why would you believe me if you don't know who I am? If you don't know who I am, then it will be very difficult for you to believe me. So who am I? I'm, I'm the one talking to you. Who really am I? My name is Rotimi Olawale. I'm a forex trader. I'm a forex mentor. I'm a keynote speaker at wealth creation seminars and the chief market analyst of PU Prime, a global financial brokerage based in Australia, and I work with a Nigerian office as an analyst. I'm also, very important to what we're doing tonight, I'm also a real estate consultant and an investor. And I don't do this alone, I do this along with my wife. It's, for us, real estate is a family business, and we manage Alluvia Homes and Properties, a premier real estate consultancy firm. Now, like I said earlier, a forex trader, I'm a mentor, I'm a keynote speaker. Now, this is one of the events where I was, a keynote speaker talking about how to create wealth through the financial market. This is still me also doing what I do best, teaching people how to make money, how to create wealth, how to have passive income. Now, this picture here is just me and my wife, the first one. Now, that was one of the allocation inspections we went together, for on real estate. We do have allocation where when people pay, the land they pay for needs to be allocated to them. So we went together for that allocation. You can see the date up there. That's in 2024. So we've been doing this for quite some time. And this is her during the allocation. The documents of our client was handed over to her. And this is me myself, another site allocation, only me. And that's the person from the company handing over the certificate of the client who purchased the property through us. So, next slide says that in today's Nigeria, relying on salary alone is no longer enough. In fact, if you are just living on one salary, as at this moment, I tell you, you are doing a great job. Because the way Nigeria is, we are living just on one salary, except maybe you are working in an oil company. Your salary definitely will not be able to take you home. Now, even look at what the government is doing at this period. Minimum wage 70,000 naira, but can that really take anybody home? So what I'm saying is that if you're still living just on your salary, you are really living, below. It's a certain measure of comfort you can't have. That's the truth. Like I said, except maybe you're working in a company that pays you real well and pays you huge amount of money. Otherwise, salary at this point cannot really sustain you. And that's why we're organizing this webinar, because this webinar will show you how ordinary Nigerians like yourself, like myself, are creating passive income through real estate by becoming realtors. And I tell you, it's one of the sweetest things I've really discovered at this point in time. Now, the economic reality in Nigeria. See, of a fact, Nigeria's economy is growing. That's the truth. But the paradox is that people are getting poorer. Many years ago when there was no internet, there was the kind of development we have now was not there. We say Nigeria was bad. But now there's a lot of development. Banks everywhere, companies, telecoms, a host of others. Now we have access to internet, we have phones, we have electricity actually getting better, and many other amenities. But then people are getting poorer by the day in Nigeria. Inflation has been extremely high, in recent times, over 20 to 30% in 2025 alone. And one of the biggest ones, cost of living, food, transport, rent keeps rising. Cost of feeding now is high. Before, the kind of money you used to feed and spend maybe in a month, you spend it all within a week now, because cost of feeding is high. Food items, they are high. Transport cost is on the rooftop, very, very high. And rent, virtually all landlords are really increasing their rates, and you can't blame them. It's the reality of the times we have actually found ourselves at this time. So cost of living generally is increasing every state across Nigeria, and it's even much more in the major cities like Lagos, like Port Harcourt, Abuja, and many others. Cost of living is really, really high. Now, here is a slide that's showing the comparison between food items in December 2025 and January 2026. This is just a space of less than a month, as in less than a month. You can see here the fish, the price rose from 4,600 naira in December 2025 to 8,000 naira in January, 73% increase. 73% increase. Next to it is, I think there should be a bag of rice, which at a point was 20,000 naira, and then it moved to 25,000 naira. Okay, I think that's a bag of Gary. From 20,000 to 25,000 between December 2025 and January 2026. And we have the next item here, which moved from 10,000, to 12,000. We have Ovaltine from 3,000 to 3,002 to 3,005. and many other items. You can see prices are increasing. Milo from 7,000 to 7,250 December to January, and many others like that. Prices jumping, you know. And the truth is this: even though Nigeria's economy is growing, inflation is growing faster than your income. And my income in some, if you want to look at it in a way, inflation is growing way faster. We have some people joining us. Welcome, Success Onyechi Goziri. Pardon me if I didn't pronounce that very well. You're welcome on board tonight. We're looking at how to create passive income and even create wealth through the real estate market. So cost of living is increasing by the day, and to be honest, everybody is feeling it. Salaries are stagnant. Now, for some, if you've not gotten a salary raise in the last 2 to 3 years, I mean, you should be given an award for coping with the current situation in Nigeria. Imagine you're earning 100,000 3 years ago, and you're still earning that 100,000 naira now. Ha. 3 years ago, our exchange rate was 750 naira per dollar. Now it's about 1,004. That is like 100% increase, but your salary is the same. Now that means that the 100,000 you're earning 3 years ago, which you still earn now, the value is just 50,000 naira, and cost of living is getting higher by the day. So these are the realities we have found ourselves at this time, and that's why you need to know that you need another income source, because naira is losing value every single day. Cost of transportation is increasing. Now there's a war going on, Israel, United States against Russia. Globally, that is increasing the price of petrol, and it's affecting our transportation. We have our local issues too. Cost of transportation is going high by the day. Cost of doing business is increasing. Business people are groaning because business cost of running business now is actually more expensive. The cost of electricity and many others, is increasing by the day. More Nigerians are falling into financial pressure. If you see anybody frowning now, just leave them alone. Many are actually depressed due to the financial situation they found themselves, at this point in time. Loan apps, people are just collecting loans left, right, and center without even having the means to pay. And that's the situation we have found ourselves in this nation at this point in time. So if your income is not growing faster than inflation, you are getting poorer by the day. That's just the truth. you know if your income is growing and inflation is growing, it will balance out. But inflation is increasing, your income is not increasing, then that will be a serious problem, because it means the little money you have cannot chase a lot of goods. And that's why there's a type of lifestyle you cannot even have, because you don't have the resources to afford that kind of comfort. So what you need at this point is another income source that brings financial stability, and even that is good enough for wealth creation. There's no two ways about it. With the current, many years ago when I was a child and I heard that people travel abroad and they end up doing 2 3 jobs, even it still happens now. I used to wonder that why would they stress themselves doing 2 3 jobs? But now I know better. With the current situation in Nigeria, we all need more than a job, to survive financially at this time. Sometimes it could mean that well, with the kind of structure we run in our country, maybe having 2 jobs at the same time may not be easy, but you can have a job and you can have a side business, by the side. So, but what is important is that you need another income source to meet your bills at this point in time. So you need an income source that will give you financial stability. An additional 100,000 every month is good. An additional 200,000, 500,000 every month is good. It will give you financial stability. Not only stability, to give you peace of mind, it will reduce the financial burden and the financial pressure. And along the way, that same extra income source could equally be a way to generate wealth. And that's why real estate, is what we're talking about tonight, because real estate is a wealth vehicle that can give us this extra income and also give us, possibly create wealth along with it. Now, why real estate? Because Nigeria has a housing deficit of over 28 million units. Imagine there is a deficit of 28 million units, meaning that there are people demanding for 28 million houses. Our population is over 200 million at this point, and if you say that we have a 28 million unit, it's even conservative. But let's just take that figure. That means that there's an opportunity to build 28 million homes. And that's why this industry is big, is huge. Now, for you to build a home, the first thing is that you need land. That means there's opportunity to sell more than 28 million units of landed property of different sizes, from 1 plot to 1 acre to hectares, and as many as you can talk about. So there is that potential to have these units sold. And that tells you that this industry is big. The opportunities are never ending. That means that realtors can keep selling and you cannot exhaust. How long will it take to sell 20 million units? It will take years to come, many years to come. So that tells you there's a lot of opportunity in this sector for people who can cash in early, because being timely is important to everything in life. Number 2 point is that population growth plus urban migration is leading to massive demand. People are still moving to the urban centers. People are still moving into Lagos every single day. People are moving into major cities every day. And when they come, they are not going to live under the tree. They will live in a house. So that means that there is a demand for houses already erected. They need new tenants. And even some people want to buy new landed property and build a house. Some will buy old properties, demolish it, and build what they want. So that tells you that there's massive demand, in this sector because of the population growth and urban migration. Now, property prices are rising minimum of 20 to 30% every year, and that's just the truth. If you buy a landed property today, any part of Lagos, by the time it's like the next 1 or 2 years, if you want to sell it, the least you can sell it is almost 30% of the amount you bought it. In some instances, it can be as high as 50%. I remember some 2 years ago around my area, somebody sold a land, just a plot of land, for 50 million naira. And this is a land the man had bought more than 20 years earlier, probably just a few hundred thousands of naira, but it's sold for 50 million. Property prices are always appreciating, it's never stagnant. And also, fourth here says that rental demand is increasing due to affordability issues. You know, Inflation is increasing, rent is equally increasing. That tells you that there's opportunity for those who already have houses. There's a potential to earn more because of the current inflation. So the key message here is this: real estate is not just business, it is a wealth transfer system, and that's the period. While it's a business on one side, but it goes beyond being a business, it's actually a wealth transfer system. So what is real estate itself? I mean, we're talking real estate, we need to define the terms. What is real estate? So we say that real estate refers to land and anything permanently attached to it, including buildings, natural resources, and improvements made to the property. That is real estate. So if you talk real estate, you're talking about land. Then anything attached to it could be a building. Now you have a bare land, then you construct a building on it. It's still part of real estate, you know, or natural resources. You plant trees, you plant this and that, or then you may have maybe gold, you may have other mineral resources. It's still part of real estate. And improvements, maybe you decorate it, you get someone to cut the grasses, whatever you do to improve it is all part of what we refer to as the real estate. Now, we've defined real estate. So, what is real estate business itself? What is the business of real estate? We say that a real estate business is any commercial activity that involves buying, selling, renting, managing, or developing real estate properties for profit. Now you know that everybody does business with the sole aim of making profit. I've never seen anybody that does business and say, no, this business, it is loss I want to make. No, you're never going to find. Everybody goes into business with the sole purpose of making profit. Sole purpose of making profit. So I'll read that again. So I said that a real estate business is any commercial activity that involves buying, selling, renting, managing, or developing real estate properties for profit. So, who can do this real estate business that I'm talking about? Who can do it? Anybody. And when I say anybody, I mean anybody. There's no discrimination. Firstly, is anyone who is tired of their financial situation. Are you watching me tonight? You are tired of your financial situation. Your salary does not last you to the end of the month. Then you need to become a realtor. Or you've only earned one salary in the last 5 years, you've not been promoted. You know what I tell people? Even when you talk of promotion on jobs, nobody will be promoting you every year. Maximum you get promoted once in 2 years, once in 3 years. After that, before you know what is happening, your expenses will meet up with that income, and there won't be any difference again. So you will always have demand for more money. So if you are tired of financial situation, then this is an opportunity for you to have extra income. In some instances, the money you make from real estate will even be more than what you make, from your current job. If you are ready to put the work, that's a clause. Now, I'm not promising you something tonight that you don't do anything, you don't want the money you'll be flowing. No, it doesn't work like that. There's work to be done. If you can put in the work, you will definitely enjoy this business. So you need who needs to become a realtor? Anyone who is tired of their financial situation, anyone who is hungry to make money legitimately. You want to make it in a legal and a legitimate way, then welcome to the real estate club. You know, and anyone who is looking at an additional income source. Like I said, your salary does not carry you to the end of the month. You need to be here. Anyone who wants to create passive income. Now, there is what is called passive income in real estate business. The income that comes in that, you are not really struggling for that income. It just comes. I'm going to show you that tonight. It just comes to you. You just get a lot. And somebody has done somebody under you has done the business and sealed the deal and the client paid, and you that you refer the person just got an alert for it. It's called passive income. Sometimes that kind of money come when you need cash. It just flows in. It's passive income. So you want to create passive income, and anyone who wants to create wealth, you want to create wealth for yourself, then you need to be a realtor. Now, is there an academic qualification required to become a realtor? The answer is no, at all. If you can operate a mobile phone, you can do real estate business. It's not complicated. It's not complicated. If you can operate a phone, you can make a call, you can do WhatsApp chat, you can do real estate business. There's no discrimination in terms of education. There's no educational barrier at all. Anybody can do the real estate business, can become a realtor. Now, you don't wonder, okay, this I'm talking so much about, do people really buy land? Why do they buy property? Why do they buy building? So why do people really invest in real estate? Because you want to know truly that there's a demand for a business before you go into it. So why do people invest in real estate? Number one, people invest in real estate for long-term investment growth. We see that real estate often appreciates over time, meaning the property value increases. If you've bought a land 20 years ago, you'll be in serious money now, regardless of the location you find yourself in any part of Nigeria, because prices are appreciating every single day. Many investors buy properties to build wealth as prices rise. So it's a store of value, it's a store of wealth. Many wealthy people in the world today, when they say somebody is the richest man, what everybody always think is the cash in bank. The truth is that most time those people don't always have too much cash in the bank. Somebody can be worth 20 billion naira now and he has just maybe 500 million as cash in bank. When they say somebody is wealthy, when you say somebody is rich, rich, being rich talks about the money you have in the bank. Yeah, you have 100 million naira in your bank account, you are rich. You understand? But if you say somebody is wealthy, wealthy is not about, it's beyond the cash in the bank. It talks more about assets that grows in value over time. And go and check on the Forbes list of the richest people in the world. Many of them are involved in real estate. They have their investment, stored in an asset like real estate. Because real estate is a safe investment that grows over time. It appreciates. So store their wealth in real estate. Number two, rental income, which is cash flow. When you own a property, you can collect rents, and there are many people doing that. They just build a house and they give it up for rent. And some, before you know it, they build a second house, give it up for rent. Third house, give it up for rent. Before you know what is happening, almost every month, all year round, they are collecting rent and they can collect that for life. And that's why so people do that a lot when they are preparing for retirement, especially those who worked in good places where they earn good money. So buying real estate becomes a retirement plan. They start building houses. They'll tell you that, when I leave this job now, what will I be doing? How will I feed? How will I sustain myself? So they don't they don't waste or flex with all the money they make. They rather build houses. They have three, four, five houses, have like 4 flats or 6 flats in each apartment, in each compound. And before you know what is happening, the man is earning rent for life every single month. And that's on landlord. That's how they're surviving. Imagine somebody having a property, somebody having a property that is giving him close to 2-3 million every month, and he collects that all year round. I mean, the person will not feel the financial situation going on in Nigeria, at this time. Won't feel it. Number three, is edge against inflation. Real estate tends to keep up with or exceed inflation. As living costs rise, property values and rental income usually increase too. So it can be used to edge against inflation. Like I said earlier, if you have a 1 million naira in your bank account 3 years ago, the value of that 1 million is not worth more than 500,000 naira now. But the land that you bought for 1 million naira 3 years ago, I can guarantee you that that land will worth close to 3 or 4 million naira now. So if you choose to sell that land now, you have made profit compared to saving your money in the bank and living. That's why if you are saving your money in the bank, you are playing, because that money will lose value. Inflation will erode the value of that money. So people buy real estate to edge against inflation so that they don't lose their wealth overnight. Number four, leverage. Using borrowed money. With real estate, you can control a high value asset, using a relatively small deposit through mortgage. You can get a loan and use the land as a collateral. It's very possible when you have real estate. Security and stability. Unlike stocks or cryptocurrencies, real estate is a tangible asset. You can see it, you can use it, and it generally experiences less extreme volatility. I'm in the financial market space, so I can tell you about this. Stocks, cryptocurrencies, forex, they are extremely volatile assets. That's the truth. But real estate is not so volatile. Besides, it's a physical asset you can see, you can touch, you can see the land. This is my land where it is. If you buy crypto, it's just online. If something happens globally, crypto can crash. In fact, crypto can crash to zero to minus in a second. But real estate doesn't work like that. Any land you buy, even mostly it appreciates. Depreciation rarely happens. It over time, over the years, it appreciates in value. So for security and stability, people invest in crypto in real estate. Also for personal use, lifestyle and control, people buy homes for living purpose. So even if you don't want to rent out, you just want a place for yourself and your family to live a good life and not bother about paying somebody rent, well, you can build a house for yourself. And many parents, our parents do that. They were doing that, trying to just, the generation before us, the goal of every parent was to build a house, at least for the sake of not having to look for rent, for a place or an accommodation to stay, even in their old age. So, for personal use and lifestyle and comfort, you need people invest in real estate. Finally, for inheritance, people buy land, build houses, they enjoy their wealth, and many times when they pass on, it becomes an inheritance they hand over to their children. And before you know what is happening, that's called transfer wealth. A child that's, the parents are transferred their wealth, their asset to, suddenly become very rich overnight because the parents have been able to transfer some wealth to them. Now, there's a picture of a broadcaster. Her name is Murayo Brown, and she's very popular. She was at TVC. Now she runs her own program. You can see she wrote here. He said, "I still get money quarterly from my grandfather's inheritance. Yes, I am very mature woman, and up till now, many years I've heard. It's not the first time I hear her saying this. That our grandfather, I think it was a politician, Akaba Shorun, had a real estate portfolio, and the children, the grandchildren, they earn constantly from that portfolio. And she said, even up till now, as matured as she is, she still earns from her grandfather's real estate investment up till now. That tells you how powerful real estate can be. Now, this is famous Femi Otedola. Now, there was a time, I think, between 2011 2013, he had a financial crisis in his business and he lost money. He was buying crude oil, and globally the price fell, the price crashed, and all of a sudden it went broke. But you see, he said Otedola lost billions in dollars. He rebuilt it with real estate. Now, when he was making money, he wasn't chopping and flexing with everything. He was buying real estate massively. So when his oil business took a hit, he was able to bounce back through his real estate business. Now, that's the problem with some wealthy people. Today, you hear they are rich, tomorrow, you hear they are broke. Because when they are making the money, they don't plan for the rainy day. Or $10 plan for the rainy day by investing in real estate. So when he lost all the money in oil, he bounced back. He sold some of his real estate assets, and before you know what is happening, he bounced back. Most people don't bounce back like that. A billionaire that became zero and returned back to billionaire, most don't. But Otedola was able to bounce back because he had every investment. He rebuilt his wealth through real estate. Now, this is the latest one that just came out in the course of this week. I think earlier this week. It's a report links Herbert Wigwe to 106 London homes, ranks seventh among global billionaire owners. Now, Albert Wigwe was the MD of Access Bank. He died, I think that should be last year or 2 years ago. He had a plane crash, well, unfortunately, where he died along with his wife and his first child, a boy. And all of a sudden, I mean, it was gone. But then information came out now. Excuse me. Information came out now that he had 106 homes in London. As in, that number rivals even the monarchy. It rivals what the monarchy has in the United Kingdom. A black man, Nigerian, he bought 106 homes. Now, that kind of a person, why did he buy homes? He was trying to hide his money now. That's why I told you that rich people don't keep too much cash in bank. When you talk about okay, let me say wealthy, it's a rich man that will leave his money in bank. Wealthy people put their money in assets. If you value the worth of 106 homes, I tell you that that is going to run into hundreds of millions of pounds. That's the truth. That money will run to hundreds of millions of pounds in investment. So people put their money in real estate, to store value and to store their wealth. So we're bringing to you an opportunity tonight to become a realtor. Why? Because land appreciates. Land will always appreciate. Any land you buy now, give it 6 months, you can sell it higher than the price you bought it. So that's a guaranteed thing that happened in this industry. Houses generate rental income. Rent is increasing everywhere. So if you have a house now, you can be rest assured that you will not feel the inflation if you have houses to give up for rent. And demand will never stop. See, real estate answers one of the core needs of man, the need for accommodation. The needs of man, the need for food, the need for clothing, the need for shelter. Real estate is answering that demand for shelter. So I mean the need for shelter. So the demand for real estate, it will never stop. Everybody needs a real estate, either to live, to do business, or to do a lot of things. Real estate is always in high demand. So the people making money are not just investors. Now, this is the thing people get wrong. They feel like when we talk about real estate, it's those that are investing, those that are buying the land, the houses, they're the ones that are making money. No, they're not just the ones making the money. See, the people that are selling the properties are making money also. It's a win-win situation, because the person buying property is not just going to jump and go and get the property and buy. It needs someone, it needs a middleman to do the connection, and that is what realtors are. So it's not just people buying a loan. The realtors are equally making money. Now, the big secret is that you don't need to own a property by yourself. And that's the other thing. We feel like, when you talk about the real estate business, it means I need to have 1 million naira. I need to have a property. No, 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 no. You don't need any of that. You say most people think I need millions. You don't need millions. Fine, you don't need anything. You need zero naira. You don't need any money to start real estate business. Because the truth is this, you can make money by connecting buyers to developers. And that is basically what realtors do. They connect buyers. They are the middleman that connects buyers, to property developers. So who is a realtor? A realtor is a middleman between property developers, buyers, and investors. I'll repeat that. A realtor is a middleman between property developers, buyers, and investors. Now, how does this work? Somebody just builds a house and he wants to sell it. Let's say he wants to sell it. He needs someone to bring in the buyer, because many times it's not people that walk up to you that say they want to buy that will buy. Some cannot afford what you're selling. So you need a middleman to go out who has a network, who knows how he gets clients, to do the work of a middleman to connect you with the buyer, and he gets paid for that service. So property developers, pill bidding, they need realtors. Buyers and investors too. You need a realtor. If you're doing a real estate transaction, you need a realtor to be the middleman. Now, types of properties. What are the types of properties that realtors sell? Realtors sell land. They sell building, as in plain land. Building, that is a land with a building on it. Agro real estate. Now, this is a booming sector in this industry now. It's a landed property that agricultural products are planted on. Maybe palm tree, yam, cashew, or cocoa, and many other crops could be planted on. That is agro real estate. And real estate cashback, this is an investment where people pull funds together to invest into a real estate project, and they earn a commission on it. So these are products that are available, for realtors to sell as a realtor. So how do realtors earn? Now, this is the very important part of this webinar tonight. We want to learn how really do realtors, how do they earn? How do they earn? How do realtors earn from this business? Number one, through what is called direct commission. Realtors earn direct commission. What is direct commission? That's the commission you earn directly from the sale you make. You are realtor A, you made a sale to a client and you get paid the commission for that transaction. That is called direct commission. Now, there is also what is called indirect commission. Now, you are realtor A, you brought in a friend to become a realtor. That person is connected to you. Now, that person makes a sale. Now, because you are the one that referred that person, you earn a commission on the sale of that person that you brought. That is called indirect commission. I'll take that. Direct commission is your own commission from the direct client that you sell to. Indirect is the one you get through your referral. Your referral will get his own commission, but you now get a smaller commission for bringing that person. That is called indirect commission. Now, the third one is not a direct income, it's incentive. Now, there are incentives that come along with this business, like international trips, like cars, like many other forms of incentives to encourage. Incentives are there to encourage. They are not direct payments, but they're just there to encourage you to put in the work into this business. Now, I mentioned earlier that I do this business along with my wife. That's her name is Folasha Olawale, by the way. Now, actually, she does it more full time. Me, I do part time. She does the full time side of the business. In terms of incentive, last year my wife won a trip to Ghana, and that's her in the plane flying to Ghana because our team was able to meet the terms and condition with it. They were able to meet the terms and condition because there was a certain number of plots of land or acres they needed to sell. They were able to meet up with it, so she qualified to go on that trip to Ghana. That's her on the plane en route to Ghana. And this is her arriving at the airport in Ghana. So it's not audio. It's true, it's real, it happened, courtesy of real estate business. And that's her at the Black Star Square in Ghana. This is not Nigeria, it's not AI. Don't think it's AI, it's real. She was there. She was there. She had a very nice time. And in the course of that, event, they had seminars, they had trainings. She was even given an award right there in Ghana. So these are incentives, part of the kind of incentives you get from doing this real estate business. All right, I think, okay, I mixed up this. So direct commission again is commission from direct sale. Indirect commission is commission from your referral, and incentives could be international trips and other forms of incentives. But when it comes to incentive, there are terms and conditions attached. It doesn't just mean it's free for everybody. You must meet, the right requirement to be a part of it. Now, let's go to the nitty gritty. How really do realtors earn? Now, for direct commission, you earn 10 to 15% for every sale you make. I'll repeat that. For direct commission, you earn 10 to 15% per sale. For example, you sold a property worth 20 million naira, then 10 to 15% commission of 20 million naira is 2 million to 3 million naira commission. Now, to be honest, that is more than some people's annual salary, and that's the truth. Okay, let's go to the next one. Indirect commission. Now, while direct commission is 10 to 15% per sale, indirect commission, you are not the one that brought the person, it's your referral that brought the person, but you earn through your referral. Your referral will earn the 10 to 15% complete, but then the company will still pay you 3% for bringing down your referral who brought the sale. So for your indirect commission, you earn 3%. So for example, if your referral make a sale of 20 million, you earn on the 20 million property, you earn 600,000 naira, which is 3%. Now, this is what is actually called the passive income I was talking about. Imagine you have a network of realtors that you brought in as referral, and they are making sale. You will just be getting a lot. Somebody does 1 million naira, you get 3% of it. Somebody does 10 million naira, you get 3% of it. It's not, you are not the one that spoke to those clients. So in some instances, those people close the deal. In some instances, they may need your help to close the deal. But in many instances, as they grow in the business, they can do all that by themselves. You just wake up one morning and just get a lot, 100K, a lot, 200, a lot, 500. But then you need to work with your team and give them right training. Like I said, this thing is not magic. You have to put in the work, but then it works. People are earning this passively. So how does passive income work in this real estate business? The income model one, you market property. Now, properties don't get sold by wishes. Like they say, if wishes were horses, uh, beggars will ride. Yeah, that's how they say it. If wishes were horses, beggars will ride. You don't just sit down in your house, just sleep all day in your house and you think sales will be made. No, you need to learn to market, and it's not difficult. These are things we're going to teach for those who are interested in joining us in this team. We're going to hold you, we're going to mentor you on how to do all these things. It's very, very possible and very, very doable. So you market property. Now, one of the easiest ways to market property is through your WhatsApp status. See, WhatsApp is so underrated. People just post all sort of trash, but that same WhatsApp that people post trash, some it's their gold mine for their business because they make sales every now and then, from that same WhatsApp status. Is the simplest way to start marketing your product. So you market property, you bring in a buyer. Now, when you market, one or two people may show interest, you have consultations with them, you close the deal. Then what happens? You earn a commission. Once they make payment, the company pays you your commission immediately. There's no delay about it. And you repeat the process: market, bring in buyer, get commission. That is the style. That is the route for a realtor. You market consistently, you bring in a buyer, you earn commission, you repeat the process. So we're still talking about passive income. How do you really get this passive income? Is by building a network. Don't forget your own direct sales. They are the sales you close by yourself. That's you. But then you also need to create a network if you want to earn passive income, because there are some months you may not, maybe you don't get a sale by yourself. It's possible, but then the network you create can be working and you are still earning. So it's not like you're depending only on your own sale. The sale of your team can equally work for you the times when you are down. So you build a network. You can create a WhatsApp group of like-minded people, introduce them to real estate business, and they become referrals under you. So when they make a sale, you get 3% commission. Imagine you have a network of 30 people, and let's say just five of them are active. Every other week, you may be getting a lot from those people, which is a passive income. So build a network, create referral system, and earn from multiple deals monthly. That's how to create passive income with a real estate business. For example, you as an individual, you seal two deals in a month. Let's say you earn 1 million naira direct commission from each of the deal. That's a 2 million naira income for you. Quite doable. But then if you're working with a network, it's possible to close like 10 deals in a month. So if your 10 deals, 3% of the whatever commission you earn from that sale is 300,000 naira, multiply by 10 deals that are closed in a month, you can end up with a 3 million naira at the end of the month. So you can see that with your team, you can even do much more revenue than what you are doing by yourself. If you can earn 2 million and your team, what you earn as a referral commission gave you 3 million extra, that can close you on 5 million naira in a month. And even if you don't make any sale by yourself, the 3 million naira from your team is, good enough to hold body to be able to make a sale. So that's how this is done. So you don't need 100 customers to become a high performing realtor. You only need a few serious buyers. You don't need 100 customers. In fact, one of the things we discovered is consistent referrals. Somebody buys, from us, and that person referred someone else they know, and that person buys. Like there's a prayer group. That's why I don't take some things for granted. There's a prayer group myself and my wife joined some years ago, and that was where sales started coming from. Ladies now, one thing led to the other. They spoke with my wife. Oh, this and that. Many of them living in diaspora. They only needed somebody they can trust in Nigeria. And it happened to be her. And that's how the first person bought, told another person, told her mother, told her friend, told her daughter. Before you know what is happening, sales started coming through that person. So it's not plenty buyers you need. You only need a few serious buyers who can even introduce you to their own network to make sales. So don't always have that feeling, I cannot do it. You can do it. You can do it. Don't block your mind. Don't block your mind from this opportunity. Like I said, an additional 100,000, 300,000 a month in your account will go a long way in meeting some financial needs. That's the truth. So why now is the best time? Now, the best time to start real estate business is now. Don't delay. I'm sure people have pitched many businesses to you, some real, some not real, but I tell you, this one is real because we're doing it very, very real, very authentic, very genuine. So, why now is the best time? Strong point. Real estate market is projected to hit 2.6 trillion value in the next couple of years. Like I said, the opportunity is big and very, very massive. There's deficit of 28 million units of houses in Nigeria. You can't beat that. How long will it take to build 28 million units? The market is there. So this market is going to hit 2.6 trillion in a couple of years from now. That tells you there's a lot of opportunities still in this market for you. Demand is growing faster than supply, and new areas are springing up every day. Lekki, Epe, Ibeju, Abuja, Askat, Ibadan, Abeokuta, Akure. Places are opening up massively for a huge demand in the real estate business. Key insight: when demand is higher than supply, the sellers and marketers win. That's the truth. Everybody now wants to buy real estate. In fact, the way people see, don't forget or forget what people tell you that there's no money in Nigeria. There are those that have money. There are those that have money and they are buying. Don't say who will buy. And maybe the people that I know, they don't have money. There's somebody that you know that have money. Because people have need, people have a desire. Older people, see, a Gen Z may not see the need in building a house because it's still young. When people start getting old, the first thing that comes to their mind is, when I grow old, where will I live? That's what they start thinking. Or the ones that are old already, they just say, okay, my money in the bank, what will I do with it? Let me use it to buy a property. At least I can leave that for my children. So for me, those are actually my target, the elderly people. They have the money. Younger people these days, their concern is flexing, go to club, and but young, middle age upward, they are thinking about their future. They are thinking about investment. So the demand is there. The demand is higher than the supply, and the marketers are the ones winning. Now, what are objections people can face in this real estate business? Common objections. Somebody will say, I don't have money to start. See, you don't need capital. I've said it. Don't let anybody tell you any fluke. You don't need any capital to start real estate. You only need the right relationship around you. You don't need capital at all. And he said, I don't know people. Like I said, relationship is what you need, and you have them. But some, so if you are the type that likes to fight people, stop fighting people. Oh. You don't know the help of your destiny in this business. Learn to have good relationship with people. You don't need money. What you need is relationship. You don't know people, you know them. There are people in your church. There are people in your place of work. There are people everywhere. You just need the right relationship with them, And we said that we can also train you on how to talk to these people. And I don't have experience. Don't worry. There are marketing systems that work, which we're going to share with you. So the step-by-step system. One, you need to understand the market. Now, if you're getting involved in any business, training is very important. If you're not well trained, you may just mess up the whole transaction. So you need proper understanding of the market. Now, the question you ask is, okay, so you're talking about buying land, buying houses. I don't have any house to sell. Don't worry. There are developers we have partnered with. When I wanted to start real estate many years ago, that's what I thought. I don't have building to sell. I don't calm down. There are developers. We have some we partner with, which we will, and we're going to introduce them to you to partner with them also. And don't forget, they are well registered. We will not deal with people who don't have the right documentation. No, I mean, for those who know me, we do things right. We partner with those that are well recognized by the government. People that do events and people like Obasanjo, the Oni of Ife, they are there. Those people will not deal with quacks, with those who are not registered. We deal with registered and well certified, developers. Lead generation. Now, lead is the life of any business. How do you generate your leads? We'll teach you how to use your WhatsApp, how to use social media, to bring in sales and to create a referral system. Then we'll teach you how to close deals and how to scale your income. You want to scale your income from 100 to 200 to 500 and above, definitely we're going to teach you all this. Now, one of the hottest products we're selling now is called the Palm Rich Estate. I mentioned earlier that as a realtor, you can sell land, you can sell a building, you can sell agro real estate. Agro real estate is a new market in the real estate space. Before people talk about land banking, you just buy land, leave it for like 10 years, then you can come and sell at a very high rate. Now that is old school. If you just leave land open like that for 10 years, nothing on it, you are losing money. Now, while you are doing land banking, which is not bad, These days, what is done is that you plant a crop on it. You plant a crop like palm tree, which is what we partner with, we're doing with our partners. You plant palm tree on the land. And the moment you plant palm tree on the land, as the palm tree is growing, your land is appreciating also. So you are not waiting till 10 years or 5 years. No. The moment palm tree comes on that land, the value begins to appreciate. Now, usually palm tree will take 2 to 3 years to grow to the level that you can harvest the fruits, the palm kernel. Now, the palm kernel at that point can be turned into palm oil and sale. In fact, there's a product where 1 hectare of palm tree land like this can give you an interest of 6 million naira per annum. Yeah, 6 million naira. Let me say, even each time harvesting takes place, but let's just say on the average per annum, and the company can do everything for you. You don't need to do a thing by yourself. As in, for those who are your clients, they don't need to do anything. People are buying this product massively. As in, people are buying 100 hectares, 20 hectares. In fact, a pastor in Nigeria bought 2,000 hectares of this. You can search this online. If you know Pastor Lumide Emmanuel, go ahead and search. He bought 2,000 hectares last year of this palm rich. So it's a product that is selling and selling massively. 6 million naira, in return per year. And now, palm tree can fruit for the next 50 years. That means you can keep any 6 million every year for the next 50 years if you don't want it to sell the land and the palm tree. And if you choose to sell, the value goes higher. So you are not losing in any way. I mean, like I said, it's the hottest product. Let me show you the price value. Oil palm plantation, it goes for million naira, and that's even pre-launch price. The original price, the actual price is 8.5 million naira, but it can be sold at pre-launch of 7 million naira with an initial deposit of 1 million naira. Own the land and from your oil palm plus rental income from year one. Let me show you another one. Again, this is another one. This should be okay. 10 acres. The first one is 1 acre. 1 acre, which is 6 plots, is at the value of 7 million. But you can start your initial deposit at 1 million. Now, at the properties we sell, you can also pay instrumentally. Nobody's saying you have to pay everything at once. Your clients can pay instrumentally, but with a minimum initial deposit of 1 million for this 1 acre. Now, for the one that is 10 acres, that's 60 plots. That one goes for 69.1 million naira pre-launch value. But then the actual value is 86 million naira, but you can still get it for 69.1 million. And the initial deposit for that one is 7 million naira. Now the question is, are people really selling this? I'm calling 69 million, 7 million. Are people really selling? Are realtors selling? Are Nigerians buying? The answer is yes. Don't let anybody deceive you. People can say there's no money in Nigeria. There's a lot of money. When you come into the real estate space, you know that people are really investing heavily into real estate. Let me show you this example. Now, this is one of the realtors in the company we partner with. The name is Nwachuku Chinedu. He sold 10 acres of Palm Ridge Phase 9. 10 acres. Now, 1 acre is 6 plots. 10 acres is 60 plots. All right. So commission structure. Palm Ridge Phase 9 costs 7 million naira per acre. So 10 acres will be valued at 70 million. That means this young man here, or middle-aged man, got a direct commission of 15%, which is 10,050,000 naira on one transaction. Now, that is provided the buyers pay complete, which happens. Some pay complete, some can choose to pay in installment. Now, the installmental payment for this will mean that the person paid 7 million naira for a start, and he will still earn his commission of 15%. Either ways, and when people pay installmentally, they will definitely complete it now. So even if this man did not earn 10 million at a go, the buyer is supposed to pay within maximum of, like, I think, a year or so. Within, he already has a down payment of 10 million naira for that year on one transaction. Now imagine he's able to do other transactions. You see that realtors are really making money. All right, here's another person. This is Gloria Chikodili. She sold 2 acres and 1 hectare from Palm Ridge Farm Phase 2. Now let's break down the income. The commission structure. Palm Ridge Phase 2 cost 3.7 million naira per acre. So she sold 2 acres. 2 acres is worth 7.4 million, and 15% of 7.4 million is 1.1 million naira. So she earned 1.1 million naira on a sale of 2 acres. Now the hectare costs 9.1 million, and the 15% of that is 1.4 million. So combined together, now these are people that got award for selling. They got award. So for these transactions, these two transactions, she earned a total of 2.5 million naira. So this thing I'm telling you is doable. People are doing it. This is the third person. Perfect Victory Homes. She sold 1 acre, Palm Ridge Phase 9, and 1 acre cost 7 million. 15% is 1,050,000. People, realtors are selling and are getting paid. Don't let anybody deceive you. This is the biggest of them all, at least in this category. This person sold 100 hectares. That's Mr. Money. My wife was telling me this past week somebody sold a property, this Palm Ridge, worth 233 million naira. Now the client paid once, and this person got a commission of 30 million naira, which is the 15%. 35 million naira. But that person doesn't need to work again this year. She just needs to go on vacation and enjoy her money. He got a commission of 35 million on one transaction. That's why the opportunities in this industry does not have any limit. Now the company is not saying that just do all these sales and that's the end. No, you can still even earn incentives. I mentioned incentives the other time. They are not what you earn directly as a commission, but then there are things that the company does to appreciate your effort. Now, there's an incentive scheme here for the first quarter of 2026, which is from 1st March to 31st May. And under this incentive scheme, I won't be able to read everything. You can earn 50,000 shopping voucher, exclusive Realtors Nigerian experience, at Eco Atlantic City that you can stay over, executive course at Lagos Business School. Maybe you want to do your MBA at Lagos Business School. The company will pay for it, or a consultant Rwanda experience. This one is traveling out of the country. Just like my wife went to Ghana last year, the next destination is Rwanda. Go on a vacation. You can get a Lexus ES 330 series. That's a Jeep, for your effort. And Lexus RX 330, Toyota Highlander, and a Morocco trip. Now, other terms and conditions, really, T&C applies. Like I said, there are terms and conditions, but these things are possible and people are achieving it. All right, so what's our offer tonight? Our offer to you is that you become a realtor. There is no, I'm not missing what you need to become a realtor. Become a realtor with us. I'm giving you the opportunity to become a certified realtor and start earning immediately. What do you get? You get training. You get access to training directly from us, from our years of experience in this business. We're going to train you and give you every resources you need to become successful. Access to properties through our partners. You have access to property to sell. Marketing materials you can use to market to people and close your deal. The mentorship. You can always reach out, call us. We can hold your hands and make sure you become very good at your job as a realtor and making money. And you have commission opportunities, like I mentioned earlier. You can earn direct commission, indirect commission, and you can also get incentives. So, call to action. This opportunity is not for everyone, though. It's only for those who are serious minded. It's not just for those who are wishing, it's for those who are ready to put in the work and change their financial situation and their financial future. And if you're serious about building passive income in Nigeria, then welcome to our team. So, what I want you to do now is to reach out to the person that invited you to this webinar tonight, and you can get signed up directly with that person. Now, in Nigeria today, the fastest way to wealth is not working harder, is by positioning yourself in the right industry. It's not just about hard work. You can keep working. People that are breaking rocks in the quarry, they are working, though. They are really working hard. But how much do they earn? How much? In fact, some of them are the poorest people paid, for the job they do and all the hard work they put in. So while hard work is good, smart work is better. So position yourself in the right industry where your effort can be adequately compensated. The person breaking rocks in the quarry is working hard, but that effort is not adequately compensated. But a realtor is equally working hard and is closing deals on 1 million, 2 million, 10 million, 100 million, and gets adequate compensation. And real estate is that industry that can adequately compensate you for your efforts. All right, so that's going to be the end of this webinar tonight. I'm glad you joined. I'm glad you stayed till the end. If you have any question, you can go ahead and ask at this point, and I'm right here to respond to your questions. Okay, in the absence of any question, we're going to end this session right here. Now, just reach out. You can see below this video, I dropped the WhatsApp number there. You can call that WhatsApp, you can call or send a chat to that WhatsApp number, and somebody will be there to attend to you. All right, I'll see you in our WhatsApp group where we start our mentorship as soon as possible. Take care and have a wonderful night rest. Bye bye.